there's no when you talk about journaling, the news is about the use cases.
Yeah.
So
We're recording this now, so I just forgot. I forgot I heard. So I'm recording it now. So keep going.
yeah, the news is about the use cases. You know, people don't know the value. And when academia understands, which they're grabbing a hold to it now. The truth is, the craziness about it all for me, and it should be even dumbfounding for you, Dontrell, as well as you, Dr. Gustin. This is the most dumbfounding thing about the blockchain. It's nothing but a doubly linked list from C++. One of the basic structures, a design pattern. That's what it's all based on. So it's one
Hmm.
mathematical and logical algorithm that has come off of the paper into our real lives. And you need to understand all the algorithms. There are a lot of algorithms. I have 5 years of math. I'm more than five. I mean, in college, 6 years of math. Calculus five, number theory, matrix algebra, all of it.
I know. Went to five.
All those equations that seem useless, well, one day, a lot of them would jump off of the paper into our real lives. The blockchain is just a doubly linked list, one algorithm that jumped off. The mathematical truth is resemblant in it's symmetrical, it's effective in our reality. Thus, we can build technology and tools from it. So there's a lot, Newtonian equations and quantum. I'm familiar with a lot. Right now, this very basic doubly linked list allows for us to have immutability in a general ledger with one another. So it's not about a government, what any one person or government thinks about it. It's a mathematical algorithm. So what backs the crypto is a mathematical algorithm. It's nothing more. So it's about how we innovate on top of it. And that's where we are. So when you talk about journaling and academia, well, this all stems from academia. A
Yeah.
doubly linked list. That in every computer science, that is one of the first structures they teach you in C++. In almost every university, and gotta be every university around the world. How to take memory from a memory address on your hard drive, and how to create another memory address on your hard drive, and how to link them together. So we're here now. And I'm very excited about it. Just to give you guys an update, I know you're about to jump in on this meeting is about the document. But I've had you guys haven't heard from me. Reggie hasn't heard from me. Nobody heard from me. I've been in my rabbit hole, so to speak,
Yeah.
uh, building out the cell. We have the tokens, we have everything set up, but the last piece was really having a sale, the sales contract to be able to buy at whatever rate we decided, and I've gotten that done. I just literally maybe like an hour, 2 hours ago, went through my unit test and actually got it done, man. I mean,
Hey,
I actually jumped
Ed,
up in 4 hours. So I hope you guys just excited. Just be excited. We're ready.
yeah, I was gonna say let's keep it to um, Orbiter and Oracle because this video may be shared with other
All
um,
right. Okay.
individuals. All
Yeah.
right,
Okay.
so
All right.
Yeah. I'll
Sorry
let them
about
know
that.
it's being recorded.
Can I see something really quick? If you can give me 2 minutes. Again, I have, I've, at the beginning of my career, I developed AI for the military, developing weapon systems. I'm actually very familiar with the latest. Um, of course, GPT-3, well, OpenAI, is a big contender for a couple months. They only been out a couple months. Microsoft actually bought them and held up the actual APIs to access it. Well, with the AI, here's what I want to do with Token Orbiter. Let me give you a great idea. This is actually the initiative. The next level for Token Orbiter is to integrate GPT-3. It's Neo. It's called GPT-3 Neo, and I beg everybody here to go see it and what it is. GPT
Neo.
Neo, yeah, there it is. Please Google it. It's available in Python. Token Orbiter is written in Python, and what it allows for me to do is exercise. It's a subset of the main. The main,
Now we can talk about this in the paper, right?
yes, sir. Oh my God! When you mentioned this in the paper, the GPT-3. Now, okay. It's by OpenAI. About a month ago, they announced to the world, Microsoft announced to the world that the new operating system, Windows, the new Windows, will be enabled by GPT-3. But about a week ago, a Chinese company announced they have a AI that's 10 times stronger called Wudong. And then like 2 days ago, Google said we have something faster than that. It's called Fat Boy. What is it called? Yeah, Fat Boy. Fastmo. I'm sorry, it's called Fastmo. Uh, so what I'm saying is right now, the AI space is in a race globally, and this GPT-3 Noble Neo would allow. I mean, the basic thing, it can write software, it can generate images, it can generate videos. It's trained on 1.2 trillion parameters. And it's a very powerful network. It's not as powerful as the main primary set. We need to integrate this now. I have we have HyperTrader, which uses a recurrent neural network to train. I can train 3 months of like tokens history into that network, and it will actually do the predictive analysis. It's a predictive neural network, a recurrent predictive neural network, so we can expand upon all the features, the new features. If you guys, I can't do it all, I can't think of it all. If you guys can help figure out what can we do with GPT-3 in the crypto space, in the blockchain space with Series, uh, it would be awesome. So now I'm gonna back up. I wanted to give that
Um,
out. That's
Crazy.
what
but I'll just add just one quick thing. But do you need access to GPT-3?
Okay, so what happened? Look, I signed up for it. I signed up as a developer for it a while back. And when Microsoft got involved, what they did, they bought the rights. They blocked all the API access to the primary the big the primary GPT-3, which
DaVinci.
has more parameters. But what they've done is they made the GPT-3 Neo available for developers to be able to start developing with right now.
Do you want me to I'm in the open AI beta Slack right now.
Is it 1.2 or 2.3?
What are you talking about?
Uh,
Here,
GPT-3 parameters. The
no,
parameter.
here, I'll log open AI. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Let me get the screen real quick.
All right, hold on. You can't take it? All right, hold on.
How do you do it? Let me see. Oh,
This,
request control.
Yeah, it's getting very excited right
all right, allow. Allow. Stop presenting. See if we can take it?
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
wait,
that's
wait, 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 wait,
oh,
wait,
that's,
wait, wait, wait.
oh,
Stop
that's
presenting
not
for
what
a
I
second.
wanted. That's not what I
Huh?
want. I wanted to just share. How do I share?
All right, stop presenting. Now try it.
Okay. Share content. Open system. Oh Lord, I gotta give it permission. Jesus. This thing called Teams. Quit and
Yo, this article's gonna be crazy.
now. Are you guys familiar with the decentralized artificial intelligent computer?
No,
And that's one thing, and the other one would
please
be
continue.
AI DAO, artificial intelligence decentralized autonomous organization. That architecture is the most strongest computing platform that anybody can use, because what it does is in a decentralized way, you're gathering AI sensory from everybody, all your users, and you're concentrating it down into a AI recurrent neural network that is actually learning all the time, and it helps synthesize the classification and series analysis and predictability and all the other features that's needed for the people. It can be any effort. If it's an industry, how many actions does the people in the industry take? AI can help them make their decisions. That's where we are right now. Education in every platform. GPT-3 is really a
See my screen?
they trained it on Wikipedia for the last 12 years of
I can see it now.
The last 12 years of Wikipedia is there. In that already pre-trained, the GPT-3 means generative pre-trained transformer. So the pre-trained is they already trained it with the Wikipedia. Everything everybody ever put out
See
on
my screen
Wikipedia
now?
for 12 years? No, we
No.
can't. We can't.
Let's share.
Keep going, Eddie, because you're getting me excited here. I like this stuff.
Can you see it now?
Every
No.
event that has happened and been documented, every person and thing that's been documented on Wikipedia for the last 12 years is pre-trained into the GPT-3 model. You can take this model and add more parameters and features. You can take this model and say, hey, you know what? I want to train it to learn. I'm going to train it with 1,000 or 100,000 different aircraft designs or architectural designs or whatever, right? And it would use what it already know and learn more and be more special. It's like it already has this master's degree, and you're going to give it its reason to get his PhD.
All right, we
Right?
see it now.
Specialize it.
You see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see now. You specialize it. So
Okay.
yeah,
This
that's
the one
how.
you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Apps. An AI playground. This is. Did you got the API key?
Yeah, I have everything. This
All right.
is
So if you typed in a prompt,
here.
if
I
you
can
type,
go. I'll
type
set up I'll set up one of my presets.
you're familiar with it. If you typed in a prompt,
Yeah,
import pandas as PD, it would generate everything you need for the pandas. It writes software. If you ask it to do, basically you can use it to seed a Wikipedia of your own subcontext or your area of study.
oh,
Basically, since it's been trained with all of Wikipedia, you can make it give you answers on all areas of a specific area and make its own inferences on whatever area. So when we talk about crypto, now I'm going to give you guys another tool. Please go look up now these two tools, these two, GPT-3 and GDELT, GDELT. GDELT,
GDLT.
GDELT.
Eddie,
Please.
here you go. Here, I already made a tool using GPT-3 because they gave me a beta access a long time ago.
See, you know what? When I applied, they said it's suspended. Microsoft bought it, and what they doing? If you Google Power Apps,
Nah, but a
Power.
bunch of my buddies I went to MIT with worked there, so I got in there off the rip.
Okay, you know how Microsoft Office is situated today? You got Word, you got Excel. Well, Microsoft has created a new level called Power Apps. Power Apps is using GPT-3. That's why they paused it. That's why that they bought the license, they paused it, and they paused they bought up the license so nobody else can get a license to it. The developers are crying right now. They're crying about this, man. I mean, big time, because it's the most powerful AI. And Microsoft bought into it. It froze the API. You can't generate a new API license. You have to sign up for a waiting list. So Microsoft right now is using it to build the new Windows, and
That
new Office.
I just said at GitHub. That's an offensive security tool I made with it.
Man, you brilliant. I love it. I tell you, you are freaking brilliant. Brilliant. I love it. Love it. 100,000,000%. I mean, like, I mean, I understand. So I'm glad they didn't have GPT-3 when 20 years ago when I joined, before the military. Because if I was building AI, I built it out of AI, like with algorithmic programming, genetic algorithms, basic programming to synthesize the effect that they wanted, which was AI. But now they got GPT-3, man. It means the world is in a different stance. The military has access to this all around the world. So, the thing is, I'm hoping that we can make a bigger impact to make everybody happy. Let's satisfy everybody before we blow ourselves up with AI. That's what I'm hoping we get to, because AI is getting to that point. I mean, they're already creating space-time bombs, and we're over here creating favor. So let's give them a reason to not use the space-time bombs. The Navy got that, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, like, and that's the angle I'm trying to take with this article in terms of like social impact. So that way you're going to be hitting different demographics. You're going to be hitting people that are good on social impact. Then when it has blockchain in it, people are going to read it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I want to debunk the thing where it's just about making money. It's more about creating opportunities for other people. That's what favor is all about. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The favor of the all. All, or the creator or God, whoever you identify with. But right now technology and science is on a exponential curve. The singularity happened within this decade. So I think everybody on the phone probably understand what that is. Um, I think we can position ourselves to be in a better situation with favor by giving people a way. Centralized company. If you're going to have, if you're going to play out in the ocean, people say that when you prepare, you know, to the definition of success is preparation meets opportunity. Well, and preparing for us, meaning to pay attention to the dark forest, to pay attention to, what's happening, the realism of what's happening. So you have right now a solution. You have a space that most people are not familiar with, the mempool. And what this means is, hold on what this means, I'm sorry, somebody's knocking on the door. What this means is that we're faced with a situation in a general ledger standpoint. When you're dealing with the entire planet in a blockchain, in a decentralized way, the real time, the blockchain, every 12 seconds on Ethereum, a new block is minted. But in between that space, there's a lot of computing, there's a lot of transactions that's happening. And there's a lot of nodes. There's nodes that actually pick which transactions they want. Well, who's paying most money, right? Get processed faster. So from I'm going to say archaic, let me say an archaic way, from an older standpoint, in the stock markets, they understand this mindset of front running. Front running is when, if you can imagine going to a deli and you're in a line and you just want turkey, but there's 10 people in front of you and there's only a half a pound of turkey left. Well, you see that the the deli guy will take the highest tips first. The tips. So who's paying gas? The highest gas first. Well, in the mempool space, there's a lot of automated bots. Now, what Token Orbiter is doing is what a lot of these bots are doing. They are watching other transactions in this mempool space. Mempool is the space in which a current block is being minted. So you're in every 12 seconds, a new block is being minted. So in that duration of that 12 seconds, Token Orbiter is analyzing all of the transactions for identified targets. Its identified targets right now, where I have it running, is looking at Uniswap, is looking at Kyber, and it's looking at Sushi. However, it's programmable to be looking at anything. So all transactions into Uniswap, Kyber, and Sushi Swap, and all transactions out. Every transaction that's flowing right now, what it does is it decodes every transaction in flight to see, hey, if it sees an opportunity to buy a token cheaper on one exchange and sell it on another different exchange for higher because of it's knowing about the order books on all three exchanges. Well, SNX may be going for a certain 10% cheaper on one of the three exchanges, and that actually, as long as the gas price is cheap, it is not killing the total transaction. It can use flash loans to flash $1 million. It could borrow $1 million worth of liquidity and send that from buy it on one exchange, send it to the next exchange. And what it does though, before it executes that transaction, is look at the mempool, this dark forest of transactions, because in this dark forest, there's other AI bots that's watching the transactions real time. So that's what Token Orbiter is there for. Now, it's like five right now. It's like 5 AI bots. Every way I've done it is that way we built it is basically one AI bot may be looking at just Uniswap. Another AI bot is looking at the transactions. Another AI bot is looking at the new tokens, the trending tokens. And in fact, it calls it out. If on this call, in fact, I'm gonna turn it on while we're talking. But this thing is actually extremely powerful because it's using AI to look at, if there's a brand new token, it actually identifies it, say, hey, this token is not in our database. And wait a minute, this token has over this threshold of transactions since the last block. And it has this many account holders since the last block. So there's some momentum there. Well, this is a trending token. I have literally sat here while I'm working, listening to the Token Orbiter call out everything, all the new tokens, and it's right on point. When people be like, hey, the new Elon token, it's already calling it out. It's already telling me what's happening real time. In fact, I have it on a frequency of every 5 minutes to let me know what's going on. But we can put it on whatever frequency, and this information, of course, can be all piped into. It's going to be piped into what we call FEX markets. FEX markets, one part of FEX markets come from CoinMarketCap, another part from Token Orbiter. So this is all valuable information that our users would be able to leverage in their trading strategies and even in our own back office trading strategies as well. Our liquidity pools, our staking farms, and on and on. So it's quite extremely we're synthesizing. We're taking 5-6 different AI bots right now and synthesizing it to generate big data information for Ethereum network or for a particular network. It can be pointed at Polygon, Polkadot, any one of the networks, just as our exchange can be as well. So that's what I want, really, I'm gonna leave it there. I know I've been talking. I just wanted you guys,
Keep going.
because
Keep going.
you guys are the core guys, and I wanted to leave it. Well, I hear you say keep going. There's a lot. There's, with Token Orbiter, what we want to do, if we add GPT-3 within Token Orbiter, what advantages we would get is how you say, we basically are getting the 1.2 or 2.3 trillion parameters trained on Wikipedia, on human behavior, on all facets of life, to help give a recommendation, along with information coming from GDOT. I mentioned GDOT. GDOT is very important. You guys might not know it, but GDOT is like Token Orbiter, but for all news articles, anything happening anywhere on this planet, from a geopolitical standpoint, from a physical science standpoint, any article from anywhere, video, news, text,
Token
audio,
Orbiter Sync.
it's all there.
Ether
So,
price is
but they provide in a way that AI can ingest it
$2,656.17.
and provide
Galactoradium
real-time knowledge
Holodex
on
updated
what's
with
happening
Ethereum Max, which has a transfer count
in
of
the world, which of course we understand.
318,580 with
Hold on, hold on. Let me
97,962
cut,
Emax account
let me
holders.
cut this down a
Emax
little bit,
price is
but
2.173 times 10 to the power of negative 7.
this is Token Orbiter, by the way. It's calling out real-time information, and I don't know if you guys can hear the audio effect of of hyperdrive. Hyperdrive, everything you hear means something. Just like as if you were in a spaceship. It was built with space in mind. I promise you, it is a spaceship. So you hear the whoomp, the whoomp. If you hear it, when you hear it, every time a new block actually sealed, because it has a full Ethereum node. So every time a new block is sealed in the transactions, it gives like a hyperdrive, like the drives are letting me know that that new block is sealed with information. But it also, when it detects a token, it call it out, and tell me how many accounts and how much are how much is for. If the transaction count on that particular token is on a trend, I'm looking at actual transactions from the blockchain organically, not from a data source. We are the data source. Now, only data source Token Orbiter is using is what's it called? ETH Explorer. ETH Explorer gives information about each token. Like, well, when it picks up a token, it can call ETH Explorer API and get the address, get the logo, get the 24-hour volume of that token, get the 3-week volume, on and on. It can get that information. So it does that. Now, right now, Token Orbiter is running on their free tier. Now, and it's intelligent enough to know not to spam their service. But of course, you pay more, you can get more information. So we would discuss that later. But Token Orbiter is fully equipped to pull in more data sources. And in fact, it's designed, every new data source that we find, we can add into the Token Orbiter's data source. And what it would do is synthesize and correlate all the data about everything real time. And from that information that we have, we can provide it to our customers, and we can actually use it internally to be able to make intelligent decisions from a market standpoint. I'm done. Yeah, I hope you guys can take it from there. Not from there.
It's crazy. So yeah, I just now heard of these meme pools. Dontre, you heard of meme pools?
Yeah.
Token Orbiter Sync. Ether price is $2,656.17. Galactorium Holodex updated with Ethereum Max, which has a transfer count of 318,580 with 97,996 Emax account holders.
Emax.
Emax price is
Check that out.
1.988
That
times
is-
10
and
to
this
the
is
power
real
of
time.
negative
Check it out. See what's
$7.
going on. These are when it calls it out, that means it's a good buy.
It's saying Emax is a good buy.
Emax. Look up Emax.
We already got some Emax. We already had that story, but we already had to talk about Emax.
Yeah, well, I don't know what's going on with it, but right now the transaction count is up on that Emax token.
Let me look at the chart.
You know, John, you're looking at it.
$0.02, which is a new token.
New Polkadot token.
Hey,
Everything else about it. The Ether Explorer gives the extra metadata about the token. So when it says which is a new Polkadot token or DeFi token or yield farm token or staking token, it's actually getting that
Token
information.
Orbiter Sync.
Here go another token.
Ether price is $2,606.17.
hey, if you'd have jumped in that Ethereum Max, you'd be up 73% right now, though.
75,672
Synthenex.
SNX account holders.
Synthenex, I don't know. What I mean, this is how, this is the effect of the system. And with that, it's data points that we can use in our liquidity pools. It's data points that we can provide to our customer.
This is crazy.
Hey, JG,
Yes, sir.
you got any specific questions for us?
So I just want to go. So I think so. The hyperbeam question, I got that. Rinse and repeat frequency analysis.
Okay, well, the hyperbeam, let me add one other caveat again. That beam is like a once token orbiter identifies our opportunity, it automatically forms the transaction. When it forms the transaction, it calls it a hyperbeam. It's like I think of it as like a spaceship in space, and it entered a new solar system. There's different planets that have one planet has a lot of chickens, another planet has a lot of pigs, and it's tapped into the market prices. And what it does, it teleports the chickens from one planet to the next, and the pigs to the other planet. And the hyperbeam is the information. And what it does is the AI makes sure that that beam will be fired faster than anybody else trying to make the same trade.
So JG, the main thing though is this agnostic, right? We keep saying token orbiter, or I think we need to really narrow down because we kind of make it only focused on an arbitrage or being able to quantify what's happening in the crypto coin or token space. But it's really any space, right?
Yes,
Any
differential
space.
equations.
Right. So it's, I want to really, that's the point that we really need to hash out as well. As it's not just about cryptocurrency or tokens. It can be about power. It can be about hospitalization. It can be about connecting hotels.com and Priceline and the airline industry and looking for seats and providing value to not only the providers, but the individuals that are looking for them. So, if we can arbitrage any industry, hotels, they're about butts in the rooms. Airlines are about butts in seats. Conventions are about, everybody wants to look at availability from a single point. Just imagine if hotels.com said, hey, we want to move what we're doing into the block, but we're looking for a way that we can quantify room counts globally.
Right.
Or the energy sector, where they're saying, hey, we have third world countries, or we have countries where we have power um, challenges where, you know, the grid is going out in different sections because we're not able to monetize our power distribution real time. We always do it based on, you know, what we think are to be the what we gain in terms of the profile or power utilization after the fact, as opposed to what is the power 20 seconds from now, and what can we do about it so that the people in this area, we can redirect some of this power to this area.
Got it. So then explain, so give me a high level overview of the token oracle. So give in your own words.
Well, first, I think in the journal, I don't think we should refer to it as token oracle or token orbiter. I think we should refer to it as orbiter and oracle, because it boxes us in, right? And it has much more opportunity than focusing on.
Yeah, but oracle, you need to put another word into.
Yeah.
You can say FX oracle, right?
Yeah, or yeah, we can. Yeah, well, let's.
FX orbiter or FX oracle.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, and I mean, Ed, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because it's because
that worked. That rolled.
yeah, because it's much larger, and I want people right off the bat to understand that this isn't because I was doing some study on this Daisy coin, right? And these guys are basically raising money, telling people that helping us raise money helps us to help other companies develop technologies in the block. So Daisy doesn't have any technology. They're basically a managed service provider, and they're raising funds. And their goal is to convince people to invest in them so that they can help other companies pay them to help them develop in the block. So, and it's a cool model, but at the end of the day, all these technologies are, and because they know that everyone is trying to move to the block. So if we have something that can quantify and arbitrage the new technologies as they move into the block, it's something that everyone would want to know about. It'd be kind of like the Zendesk or the Salesforce or the plugins that people need as they quantify what they have in the block.
I'm sorry to interject, but let me say this. Have you guys, if you haven't heard of, but I asked you guys to go find out, Google, what is a differential computer? A differential computer. And that computer, computers create possibilities, right? The technology, but the ideal behind it is simply
Differential analyzer or differential computer?
differential computer.
All right. You on some next level stuff, my friend.
Oh, yes. Yeah, man.
He said yes.
You're just scratching it. We're just scratching the surface right now. So yeah, I'm sorry. I am there. I often tell a lot of clients, even told the military when I interview at the end of the interview, said, I'm really from the year 2050. I just came back to help.
Yeah. This is crazy. All right, got you.
It's crazy.
Continue. All right, so I got differential computers. All right, let me see here. Let me see if anything comes up with blockchain and differential computers.
Yeah, decentralized differential computer will be. I could send you articles on it, or even YouTube.
Yeah, because I'm not finding anything.
Google
Scholar.
There's YouTube on it. But yeah, differential. That's how. A differential computer basically is a sensory computer that it has a lot of nodes. Think of an octopus, or even think of the blockchain. Each node in the blockchain is a sensor of many different sorts. It can be a sensor of medical, aviation, whatever industry, but it pulls all that information back into a core of AI bots that work together that that understands what's going on. Meaning, if an airplane is off course or two airplanes are headed towards one another, it can pick up that signal in the noise. in a decentralized way.
I'm not even finding anything on this.
Differential computer. Oh, really?
Differential. I put in the decentralized differential computer. I'm on YouTube.
I send it to you. I do it right now.
Yeah, send it. Because I'm interested. Yeah, decentralized computing.
No, well, you got decentralized computing, but this is a differential computer. This is a computer that is like a derivative. Its core purpose is to be like a derivative. You know, the sensors in it is a derivative.
I'm not seeing it. Yeah, you got to send me that. This is crazy. I'm seeing decentralized. I'm seeing decentralized analyze differential analyzer. Anyway, all right. So
I send you the information right now when I get.
So Fex Oracle. Just give me your definition of Fex oracles, just so we have it recorded and we can just pull it out. Oh, we have it here.
Well, you know, with the Oracle is a data source. So when you think about the data, I mean, all what I said about token orbiter generating data, that synthesis, you know, synthesizing data from many different data sources using artificial intelligence, using the raw data coupled together, gives you a bigger data scenario. So that in itself, a couple, you know, effects markets, in fact, effects markets come from coin market cap, but it also comes from token orbiter. But token orbiter's data source come from raw, you know, no, not a, you know, well, it comes from its raw Ethereum block, but in analyzing that block, you know, analyzing all the transactions with different bots, but also coupling that information with third-party data and synthesis, you know, with the algorithms. This is you know, a scenario where we're you know, it's multiplying the data based on what we know. So we can really generate a lot of details about one wallet. We can watch one wallet and generate a lot of details, even opportunities. There's a few platforms out in the industry right now, like Zerion. You know, Zerion, if you connect your wallet to it, it will, you know, it actually let me know, you know, a while back when Uniswap actually did their airdrop. They did airdrop for like $8,000 to everybody. And, you know, with that, so it shows you what's in your wallet, but it also shows you all the opportunities. And they're using AI to be able to, you know, and their data sources to be able to synthesize what opportunities exist in Zerion.
Yeah, we know we're familiar with Zerion.
Okay, so that's, you know, that's the essence of what I think we can definitely do with Token Orbiter is identify opportunities, not just with tokens, but with anything. Identify the anomalies and opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh. All right. So what's your definition like? So how would you explain Hyper Trader and Favor Bank Buddy? Favor
Okay.
Bank Buddy's nothing but a bot, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned favor bank. Okay. So about a year ago, the focus was, you know, a little more, but before coronavirus, the focus was on building a centralized um, bot, well, neural network bot that uses trade traditional trading strategies, MACD, RSI, all the different, you know, trading strategies on top of having an AI bot, which is a recurrent neural network that can be trained continuously with a particular token in its market data. So you feed in historical data, it will basically learn and come up with a predictive analysis on it. With that coupled with the predictive analysis, you can use the trading strategy. So it has your stop losses, it have your hold all, your thresholds, it has a lot of parameters around it. But it's connected to, what is it? Polydex is connected to Binance, it's connected to Kraken, it's connected to a lot of centralized exchanges. That I left that piece inside of HyperTrader, and then what we did is evolve on to Token Orbiter, which was, hey, let's use AI to look at what's happening inside of the mempool across exchanges to see if there's any opportunities, and let's use it coupled with a big other data sources to generate our own clean data that's real time, and be able to analyze, and then write other bots to look at that data stream. Several bots are just tapping into that data non-obstructively, but just tapping into that stream. I have the core of it's called Hyperdrive, and Hyperdrive on top of there's another application called Hyperstream, which all the data every minute that's coming through, every millisecond that's coming through the mempool is analyzing it. And then after it analyzes it, if it finds a new token or anything, it would log it, it would call it out. It would basically, everything is being recorded. Then another bot is looking at the transactional spaces and looking at the trading histories and accounts, and looking at the trending on a series of each token that is in target. And then another bot is looking at all the tokens on Uniswap. Another bot is looking at all the tokens on Sushi and all the tokens on Kyber. So with all that data synthesized together, there's a trigger point of when to trade. Well, first there's a trigger point of when to create a hyperbeam, when to create the transaction. And the next thing is when to fire it. Well, let's monitor the mempool to see if there's anybody. If somebody's trying to make the same trades with the same tokens, it look at the opportunity and say, how much gas are they paying? And what it does is it'll take what they're paying and bump it up a little bit more so that they can get in front of the line at the deli. Token Orbiter can front run and have its transaction. It actually does its own mining, but it also can get in front of the line for any transactions because it's monitoring. It has a bot monitoring just for, hey, if I'm going faster than you, I'm gonna get processed faster than you. So the reserves and the pools, the reserves on the exchange if somebody processed their transaction before you, the reserves go down. That means that you get a higher cost than what you get less coins than you originally asked for. So Token Orbiter actually hedges and protects against that. We can do that on anything.
Dang, that's crazy. All right, so give me a second. I just want to look at that. I just want to look at this. I had it. I just can't find it. All right, here, boom. So I just want to make sure I follow through this. All right. So what's the stream drive? Okay, blockchain now.
You said it again.
Stream. Give me your definition, like in your own words of. So are you seeing my screen here?
Yes.
So walk me through this real quick. Walk me through these 5, and then walk me through all this. That way we understand. Please. Okay. We'll be good. We'll be done. Okay. Reggie, you don't want me to do this, right? You don't want this stuff here, right?
No.
All right. Yeah. So once we walk through this, we're done.
Okay, the 5. So okay, so number 1, you see where it says processors, all right?
Yeah.
Processors is really the when actions are taken, meaning when we're committing transactions, right? So that at a whole, that's really what the processors are now. And also analyzing the data. Now, so step number 1. In the core of you see the circle in number 1. That is a stream drive. Stream drive basically all the transactions in the mempool is right here, right? It's coming in. So in 1.1, especially at 1.1, all the transactions are streamed. The mempool is exposed to the bot. And this is the transactions that's happening within the 12-second span, right? It's analyzing everything. And what it does, HyperTrader or the HyperDrive is actually pulling that information. The stream drive is pulling all or monitoring and processing and receiving all of the transactions because it is a full Ethereum node. Number two is StreamScan. StreamScan basically is what is if you see it at 2.1.
Yeah.
Okay, so StreamScan essentially is a bot that is watching all the transactions that's happening in the mempool and watching. It's collecting all the information, and we're collecting it in right now in a MongoDB. So it's more of a document database. It's a document database that if a transaction has already been identified, it won't because sometimes some people resubmit their transactions. If they resubmit it at a higher gas rate, StreamScan is looking at it. If it's a token going across Uniswap, Sushi, or Kyber, a new token that's being submitted, either being traded out or traded in, this StreamScan identifies it. And if it's and that's what we call that token mining. So when StreamScan sees a new token, it doesn't have in its database already. It says, "Oh, it's a new token." Next thing it does is it verify or validate the token. Say, "Hey, is this token? How many transactions? How many accounts? What's going on? Is it even worth putting into our system? If it's over a certain transaction threshold in the last 5 minutes, then it will say successfully mined new token, and it will add it to our token table, right? So so if somebody just listed their new token in Uniswap or Kyber or Sushi, since we're focused at them, it would pick it up after it hits a particular transaction threshold in the last 5 minutes. It has to be, I think I'm saying 500 transactions, over 500 transactions in the last 5 minutes. So over 100 transactions a minute means that that people are moving this token. This is something's happening here. So that's what StreamScan, that's for the most part. It also gathers. So when it does mine a new token or discover a new token, it'll call to ETH Explorer and say, "Hey, give me all the information you have about this particular token. Its website, its logo, everything. Its 24-hour volume, everything." And it fills into our table. Into a metadata table for that particular coin. Now, that passes over to the API, essentially, or that passes as an API to you see the number 3, the transaction analytics, intelligent processing. Okay, well, that's part of StreamScan. It really is part of StreamScan, but it's the result of StreamScan. It's what it figured out. And what it does is it put, it into the database based off of its own synthesis. So when AI does its inferences, when it finds its trigger points, it actually and generate its data from the analysis of the result of stream number 2, it takes all that information and processes it into the hyper blockchain database, or the block. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, right? Hyper AI essentially is the next step in the process, which is, if you think about parallel processing, it is a multi-threaded processing platform where we have multiple AI bots running on looking at the same data. So the data that is flowing through number 2 Stream scan is like a stream. It's like a bus. The bots are tapping into that bus and watching the data as it fly by, and analyzing and producing more data as it go by. So number 2.2 is the additional layer of uh, capturing and understanding the or inferencing essentially the stream scan generated data. Stream scan is one layer of making sure we got all the data. Number two, or the transaction analytics, and number 2.2 is essentially processing that information. And number four, processing that information to be able to know where there is arbitrage, where there's opportunity, where there's trending, where there is um, what else is there? So there's opportunity, there's series analysis, there's classification, there's prediction, there is also just algorithmic programming, quant programming, where it's making decisions based off of ratios and how much the difference is changing from the last cycles, all baked into 2.2, 2.3. Well, 2.3 is really that's the Ether Explorer, as you see. 2.2, 2.3, and all the way up to 4. Now, number 5 to the token orbiter. After the information has been put in the database from number 3 and number 4, so we're recording the raw transactional data from 1.1, but we're also recording our computed data in 2, 3, and steps 2, 3, and 4 into the database. Now, number 5, step 5 is accessing that data. That is token oracle. Basically taking all the computed data about arbitraging, about the transaction analysis, about whatever the target is, and being able to how you want to say, basically understand and provide that all as an API. So you're getting a wrapped up data. Token Oracle is essentially all the data endpoints from the database real time, from all the processes between 1 and 4 exposed to different endpoints. So that then you have another AI bot after number 5. Number 6, number 7. When you get over, if you can scroll over a little bit to number 8. I'm sorry. Yeah. So all the way up to Token Oracle, I think I've explained. It's essentially all the synthesis of the data. It's several. It's pulling from the node. It's pulling from Ether Explorer. It's a lot of algorithmic computing of the data to be able to target any exchange, any wallet, any data source, to look for differences in any type of numbers. I mean, if you want to call it token or oracle, if it can be applied to medical. The data source can be the same. This can be DNA information. We can be computing micro RNAs and new vaccinations against everything using this type of structure. Because it's about putting AI bots on different perspectives of the data and using the data that they generate with the raw data to synthesize the information you need to be able to have a trigger point on whether to fire action or not, or to log action or not. Now, going over from number 8 to number 9 to number 10, 11, the whole orbiters, those are the sensors. So essentially, you have a bus of data coming that's been synthesized. It's a big data. This is a blockchain or Ethereum in this specific big data scenario that's producing real-time stream bus of information over all the way up to number 8. Now, all the different orbiters is different perspectives, different webhooks, if you will, or hooks of that data. And what that means is that we can put orbiters around addresses, sensors, data sources, you name it. And with those sensors, then this is another level of inferencing on top of your raw data coming in. Another level of inferencing. Once your sensors, once one of those orbiters, whatever you're looking at, has went over one of its thresholds, it will fire. Right? It will fire action. In this case, in this scenario, it's found a arbitrage between different exchanges. This can very well be a genetic how you say, weakness that's been identified in the genome of a new virus, right? One of those can be monitoring that, right? And it's trained on that particular data set. Another one could be trained on, one can be molecular, one can be bio-quantum, another one can be, you essentially, this area of orbiters essentially is different, another layer of inferencing. And they are all responsible for firing off a transaction. The transaction is the action. The action. Well, I found this. Here's the opportunity, or here's the anomaly. In this case, it found an opportunity between Kyber or Uniswap, and it says, hey, I'm going to form this transaction. I'm going to go ahead and write this all. Basically, it becomes like a JSON, like you want to say a transcript of the token or Hyperbeam is a transcript of what, okay, it's a general ledger. Hey, buy it from here, sell it here, move it here, and do this. So it forms that the orbiter forms that transaction of what is to happen, and it fires it. When it fires that Hyperbeam, then what happens is there are some more levels of checks. There's other filtration. And when you see up top, as the Hyperbeam transaction is formed and is fired, what happens is that it found an opportunity, but you also, in this case, Ethereum, it might be too high right now. So it checks the Ethereum costs of this transaction, because every transaction is unique, every single one of them, and the cost to execute the lines of code. So it says, hey, you know what? We found SNX on Kyber and we want to sell it on Uniswap. If you buy 1 million of them, you might be able to get like $20,000, right? A difference, right? But if the cost of the, transaction is equivalent, then it won't fire. But it actually identifies all the potential opportunities where the cost of gas, like basically token over, it identifies a tremendous amount of opportunities. But the cost of gas on layer 1 is the resistance for the transaction. So every time a Hyperbeam is formed, it has a certain amount of gas it needs to fire. And the checks on like number 16, 17, it actually, it checks the Hyperbeam, say, hey, how much it costs to fire you? Well, what's the cost of gas? Oh, it's too much right now. So what happens, if it's too much, it would divert it. Right, it would just record it back down into the database. It'd go through 16, 17. Instead of hitting 18, it would drop back down to 19.1 and go back in the database and just record, hey, there was a close opportunity, because we want to know. There's more data. We want to collect as much data as we know. And what I often see is a lot of tokens, opportunities like arbitrage. It let me know. It shows me, hey, SNX Ether or SNX Compound on Uniswap to Kyber, and you'll see it because it checks it constantly. You'll see it go, oh well, you can possibly make 100, but the cost of gas is 300. Oh, and then it goes up to 200, then 300. And when they get over that 300 mark, meaning once it's over $1 more than what it costs to execute the contract, well, that's profit. Fire it. Go ahead and go to number 18 and pad, to 19 on back over to, if you can go over to the left, yeah, back over, yeah, it fires it all the way through. You see the little beam going through, but it goes from it checks it, it records it in the database, but then it also go ahead and allow it to fire if there's a how you want to say a happy situation, if there's a profitable situation, or if there's an opportunity situation that's been detected. When it fired at 19.3, it would record it back onto the blockchain, back into the hyperdrive. The hyperdrive would take the transaction and mine it. And since it's a mining Ethereum node, it would mine it mine it fast. It also checks and makes sure nobody, in step number 18, it actually checks and makes sure if there's any other transactions in the space that's similar that it has to compete with. So if somebody else is sending a little bit more gas, or going a little bit more fast, or much more faster, what it would try to do, it would add more gas to it, and then it would check and say, well, is this still profitable? If it's not profitable, then it would just record it down the message bus to 19.1. But if so, it would one up anybody else that's in the mempool right now in this block to be able to get its transaction computed faster than anybody else's. This is the essence. I know we kind of ran down the rabbit hole, but this is,
No, I want that rabbit hole because this is crazy.
yeah, it is. Yeah. Fringe crazy.
Yeah, that's why I created it. So yeah, it is. That's why I created it. That's why I'm proud of it. How long? And you said that took over a year, right?
It's been incremental. Everything has been incremental. I mean, 22 years in the computing space has just been incremental. The direction for me is to pivot always towards the hardest thing there is. When a blockchain came around, 2011, 2012, I jumped in 2014. Now I'm like really excited about how quantum computing right now is, and the new AI algorithms with GPT-3 and Wudong will help fight genetics, help cure our bodies, to help grandma look 25 years old, help build spaceships, help 3D print the world, help feed everybody, help fix the world. That technology is here today. And Favor has a unique position of actually being a grease to get there. A way to have economics across the globe and make people be able to dream and do something with their dreams. That's what I mean, that's the whole essence of this.
I'm
Dream.
gonna quote you. I'm gonna quote you on that one. That last statement's going in there. I don't give a crap what you say. Like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So Reggie and Eddie, I mean, are y'all good with like everybody seeing this? Like people seeing this once it gets published? Like what Eddie just explained, y'all are good with people reading that.
Reading it, but not diagrams.
Oh, so you don't want to put the diagrams in there. All right.
No.
Not this diagram.
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah, this is good. This is good. So anything else you want? Because I just walking through that, I think that's what I need for like the case study part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give a high. I'm gonna take some stuff out so they don't get we don't give them everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But of course, y'all going to actually, you're going to look at it. You're going to look at it and top on it before it gets submitted. So, and you know what? As a matter of fact, before we actually start writing it, because so what I do is I upload this onto a tool I have where it'll get transcribed, and then I'll take that transcription and like change any kind of issues with it because we're using Google AI and Google AI is not good on transcription for some reason. It's hit and miss. It's depending on who's talking. Sometimes it's awful. Sometimes it's good. Okay, again, it's just based on what it was trained on, right? I don't think it's had much blockchain training, because there's been some stuff that I've seen some crazy stuff in here. But I'll run that, and then I'll have you read through the transcript, and then you can actually mark out what you don't want in that transcript, because most of that transcript is going to go into the paper, and then that way, before I write the paper, we can just say everything's going to be ripped out. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You good with that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Anything else you want to share? I know we've been on here for a while.
Yeah, man, you know, I can literally talk all night, but I think I'm actually pretty excited. I mean, you know, guys, we're making a lot of progress, and yeah, I'm ecstatic. You
I
know,
want to know when I can get that thing in my house, so I can start making some trades with that thing.
yes, sir. All right, well,
Yeah.
we're on it. We're on it.
Yeah.
I mean, like we Bank Buddy. You know what? That was the thing we didn't talk about, and we actually haven't talked much about, because we're so busy with everything else. I've been extremely, you know, we're all busy. But Bank Buddy, is a recurrent neural network that connects to Plaid. You know, Plaid connects to your bank account,
Yeah.
and
Hey,
all,
guys, I gotta jump off, man. I'm spent, man.
Hey, all right,
But
Reg, man. Hey, look, hey, I want you to get some good rest and be happy.
yeah,
Yeah,
tomorrow
we made some big
we
progress.
at it again.
We made some big progress today.
Yeah,
I mean, some big progress, Reggie.
yeah.
And so I'm happy, man. I'm like, because I literally, guys, I've been working. I haven't lived. I mean, my
Uh,
birthday was June 10th. I didn't do anything. I've been focused on this, and we're so close.
all right, fellas. Well, we have that meeting at 9 in the morning.
Oh, really?
Ed.
All
Yeah,
right.
That's
we
just it,
discussed it.
because I don't have anything.
Yeah, it's just the technical stuff. You could join if you want to.
Is
All
this
four.
with Antier? Is this with Antier?
No, this is just internally, so we can talk
Oh,
about where
that's
we
right.
are.
That's right. Oh, by the way, the favor app is looking good too, man.
Yeah, it does. And
Yeah.
Flex is looking.
Yeah, the iPhone app. Yeah, the
Fix
phone
and
app. Yeah.
favor. Both of them are looking good.
Yeah, we have the two apps. The social media app is the TikTok, Instagram app, and then we have
Yeah.
Fex. We're using Favor as our leader for the the generation that aren't familiar. And basically, we'll talk about that on another call.
Yeah, I know. And Reggie, I'm sorry for diversion into other
No,
things.
it's cool, man.
But
You're fine, man.
this
I,
is this
I
for
just
yeah.
I gotta have meeting closures. You know they'll go on forever.
Yeah.
So all right, fellas. I'm out. Thank
All right.
JG, Dontrell. You guys be easy.
Yeah, I'll send you that script. I'll send you that script once I process it.
All right.
Okay, sounds good. And you can send me the video too, because we have a transcriber too, and we'll compare the two.
How long does it take for your transcriber to fix it?
About 5 minutes.
All right, I'll actually send it to you then.
Okay.
I'll send it to you, and that way I ain't got to worry about it. Because I was gonna actually try to find time to do it myself, but I'm gonna run it through that AI tool, and then I'll send you over the link to that AI tool.
All right, sounds good, guys.
All right,
All right,
I'll do it in probably like 2 hours, so you'll get it in the morning.
All right, guys.
All right, Doctor and Dontrell, if you guys give me like 2 more minutes, I want to get you just put on a record about what you wanted to talk about Bank Buddy.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Reg. Appreciate you.
All right,
man.
man.
I get some good rest, bro. All right. So Bank Buddy, man. Bank Buddy is very interesting. And I don't understand why every bank in the world hasn't offered this with every checking account and savings. Every type of account should already have this. It's a recurrent neural network that basically learns every transaction you've made. They attempt to categorize most of the transactions that people make on their checkings accounts and savings accounts. So what Bank Buddy does is you log in with Plaid, and it pulls the information, historical information for your account, and it pulls it in a recurrent neural network, another RNN, is trained with all the transactions that's made on in your account. And would it right now in this current state, it's really it's beyond prototype, but you can chat with it. Essentially, you can ask it like, hey, what do I have in my account? Hey, can I afford a particular thing, right? I can afford a particular brand model of a lawnmower or a house or a sweater or shirt, and they tell you no. Yeah. Essentially it's conversational. It's a NLP, neural language processing for you know a AI bot that's a neural network bot that understands and been trained with a particular bank account. So it's like having Alexa for your bank account, and it learns everything. And when you start training it, everything you do from now on is fed in, and it continues to learn your spending behaviors, and you can actually have it. Right now, my belief is, of course, from what it does, I feel like we can make it a lot more advanced, with like GPT-3. But from a current stance, I mean, people can basically chat with their bank account.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And my idea, I don't know why every bank account don't come with, I mean, hasn't come with some type of bot or assistant that helps you in your personal journey based on your personal spending habits, and help you form, you tell it what you're trying to achieve. Hey, I want to buy a house. I want to buy a house in 5 years. So when you start making decisions over the next couple of years,
No. You don't need that. You don't need that DoorDash.
want the house, then no, you should do this. Or yes, you possibly can afford this, but you might need to do that. That type of AI in our bank accounts will help us all be better investors, be better with our money, be more responsible. So that's what Bank Buddy is all about.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So like I said, the way. How much do you want to expend on with the Bank Buddy piece?
Well, you know, well, okay. So with Bank Buddy, our plans was to, of course we can integrate into a lot of different things, but to integrate it into the Favor app. And the Favor app, will have other features like group wallets. Remember the use cases of you getting married, and everybody that's in your group, they can actually send crypto to your particular multi-signature group wallet, right? But with that, why not have like a Bank Buddy in that scenario when it comes to what you're spending and how you're spending? It's just an added benefit to, you can connect it to your bank account, but you also can connect it to maybe even your crypto spending behavior.
Mhm.
So, that is I mean, it's all about helping you and assisting
Too
you.
many meme coins, Don Trail. Too many meme coins. Too much Hoge. Yeah. But we didn't talk about that much about DeFi though, right? I mean, how much are you going to talk about? How much? Because I know that's what. Because that's why I put in the journal title in the article. This is like my working title.
Mm-hmm.
X, DeFi, and AI.
Right.
We didn't
Okay.
talk much about DeFi though. Well,
Well,
I guess.
well, DeFi is all, decentralized finance on the FX side is wrapped into, okay, so first, the ideal is a three-step process. A Favor app is for the social engagement, TikTok, Vimo, Cash App, all wrapped in one, but you also have crypto ability, right? You can buy Favor and FX, or Favor, and if you're a novice, a grandpa or a grandma, you can get started with just, you can like people's, you can buy things, you can send tips, you can send crypto, or you can connect to your bank account, go from fiat to crypto right in the Favor app. Now,
Yeah.
that's step one. Step two is once you get crypto, you get Ether. What do you do with it? You just hold it. Okay, well, no. Step two is to go and find where you can put that Ether in your favorite projects that you have some affinity with. If you're a gardener, I mean, I'm sure there's probably some blockchain companies out there that is wrapped around gardening or space or vehicles, or there's blocks. So you buy you check them out. You go out there and check them out. Look at their GitHub, make sure they're working, make sure everything is good. See what people are saying about them, and you buy into the projects you care about, right? All right. Well, or you swap your Ethereum that you bought for those coins, the Ethereum tokens, right? Well, once you buy those tokens, you can hold those tokens. That's what they call HODL, hold on for dear life, and hope that they rise up, right? That's what most people do. They try to buy on the dips and sell sell at the peaks, right?
Yeah.
So that's that's the level 2 of investment. People trying to just make a little money with crypto. Level 3 is the DeFi. Level 3 is saying, oh, well, you went from Ether. That's level 1. Level 2, you bought tokens you swapped the Ether for tokens that in projects that you care about, you think is trending, other people is moving. Well, level 3 is taking those tokens. Don't just hold them, put them to work, put them into liquidity pools, lend them out, borrow some more, farm them, do something with them, put them to work. That's level 3. That's DeFi, making tokens work and generate interest, generate from the protocols, from the many DeFi protocols that is out that's sprawling right now. That's exponentially really is growing crazy right now. But that's the level 1, level 2, level 3. Graduating people, when they get used to Favor app, oh, I can send tokens, and there's an internal game theory. There's incentives, and I can buy products if a business is listing a product or a crowd sale or anything. They can buy Ethereum, and they can send tokens to them right there in Favor app. But then, you know what? You also have Ethereum. Well, I got Ethereum in wallet. I can send it to my friend. I can send USDF, or regular, not USDF, but regular US cash via a wallet, virtual wallet, from my wallet to your wallet, just like Cash App. I can send you in Cash App cash, or I can send you Ether, right? Or BTC. We're going to do the same thing right within the Favor app. Well, that's the 2 that you have to move in and out of your wallet, so you can move it over to your FX, your level 2. Basically, you move from you acquire your ETH. You know how to move it around. You're doing things with it, but now you're like, hey, well, you know what? I want to get onto the exchange. Well, you can send your Ether over to the exchange, and there's a FX exchange application and a FX exchange, like Coinbase website that you can move your tokens or the Ether into and start buying all the other tokens, all the popular tokens, Dogecoin, and on and on and on. Same things you can get on Coinbase, actually Binance, same things. And our own, the FX and favorite tokens and whoever else we induct into the exchange. In level 3, the DeFi space, again, will be the what we call in Favor Finance, which has a Favor farming, staking token, liquidity pools, a lot more features and protocols. But that space is one in which we're able to build out money Legos. We're able to, every new protocol, we can create all sorts of new protocols, and we can create a like with the FEX token and Yearn, right? a CRV token. We can create a pool with those two and actually, create a pool on Yearn Finance. We can create a compound FEX or USDF or whatever token and put it out on Compound. We can create pools on Uniswap. We will not can. I'm sorry saying can. This is what we're going to do. Pools on Uniswap. This is all layer 1. The other big advantage is that we're getting on layer 2. The major advantage with FEX, based on the time that is coming out right now, is layer 2. Everybody's trying to get to the lower transaction space. Well, with having an exchange, we're able to create markets between different blockchains. So Polkadot is the blockchain of blockchains.
Yeah.
So, but you also have Polygon, Matic, you have Optimism, you have Arbitron. It's quite a few. But the thing is, we're not blocked from any of them. We can add them all into the FEX environment. And a major added benefit of that would be the mere fact that people can get on layer 2, get on Uniswap v3, do their trades, send them over, just like a lot of people have done now. People get on Uniswap, make some trades, and then they send their money back over to Binance or Coinbase or Kraken, and then they cash out to their bank. Well, with FEX, with people that's moving, the whole industry is moving to layer 2. We're coming out right when everybody else is moving to layer 2, but we're coming out with the added advantage that you can go from crypto to fiat on the exchange. That is a major benefit. So you can get on Uniswap, swap around, and send it over to our exchange, and to FEX, and actually connect your bank account and deposit. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of benefits here. This is a multi-dimensional revenue situation. The old words of having a multi-revenue stream is gone. We're saying multi-dimensional because they're with having an exchange and multiple there's revenue streams. In fact, it is one of our tasks. So we have to itemize all the different revenue streams at this point. That is a task in itself.
Yeah, I'm trying to get mine set up too. That's why I need to get that. That's why I need to get that token over there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But what's going to be like the subscription model? It's like you can't just be giving this for free. It's crazy.
Well, if you bake it into different verticals, if you bake it into, one thing is you can sell a bag, you can sell a purse to a woman, a nice purse, but if you sell that purse with perfume and jewelry, a couple pearls and this and that, that makes that bag, and especially if you can construct it together to be economical on your costs. If you bring the bag of goods, the swag bag, so to speak, people see that to be much more valuable. So, token over to being built into a lot of different products, and also expand it. That's
yeah, so it's not. It's like, as I said, it's the AS. It's really AI orbiter. Really.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Well, it's a Rails. How you got Ruby on Rails. This is the Rails for AI. Well, that is exactly it. And we can continue to build on ideals to have a whole data science department with quants and AI engineers, TensorFlow, GPT-3, really coming together, different disciplines, and synthesizing new financial instruments.
How you gonna manage those people from DR, my friend?
Oh man, technology. Hi, what do you mean? Technology. What do you need to manage? You manage. I like to manage results. I don't like to manage people. I manage results.
Hey. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, you checking in or you checking out? That's it. I mean, with the computer is very is much, you know, I think coronavirus has actually gave us a close look at the whole idea of working remote. Is that, you know, truth is, you know, organizations that are running lean have a unique ability to have engineers and a team all around the planet, as long as they're technically savvy and are delivering, and you have ability to measure the value that they're delivering. That's the most important. You know, if you don't have the ability to measure the value that people are delivering remotely, then yeah, it can be a problem for you. But you know, in the technology space, is it done or not? That,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the beautiful thing about this. I don't need to smell you to know if you done your work or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to see. I mean, it's beautiful to see your smile, but you know, at the same time, just as we're progressing here, I think we made a lot of progress on this call. Um, you know, it's just the same. You know, we're looking at visuals, we're communicating, and I've done actually last 10 years of my life, 12 years of my life, remotely, by the way.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
my whole career is remote. I
Yep.
think I graduated in 2006. I was in the office for a year and a half. I've been working from home ever since.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, it don't make sense.
My wife's always worked from home. She graduated from Penn State. She's been working from home ever since, for like 10 years.
Yeah, it don't make sense. It just today is just it's more liberating. In fact, it's, you know, what do you people say, what do you do if you don't have to work so hard? Well, be with your family. Be happy. That's
Yeah.
where automation, AI. Here, and you know, Professor Doc, I gotta ask you a question. Since we're talking about AI, I have a philosophical question for you. And I have children myself,
Hmm.
and I'm faced with something. And you know, it's not even in, you know, most people won't understand. I mean, in my circle, there's very few people that will understand even this question. AI has exploded. So how do we teach our kids to compete with the capabilities of AI right now? Right now, not tomorrow, right now.
I'm looking right now. I got my daughter's books in my room right now. I got robotics for babies, electromagnetism for babies, organic chemistry for babies, quantum computing for babies, neural
You
network for babies, blockchain for babies.
Okay, but let me ask you this though. Let me ask you. This is the question. Um, does it make sense to even still try to, I mean, send our children to a traditional school or to go to school today, because everything is going to be supplemented by automation. Our future is going to be one that you're going to run and try to you're going to run, and you know how somebody runs, sometimes they fall. AI bots are going to swarm and pick you up and not let you fall. We're moving to this place where automation will be faster than we can think. It will act in multiple ways across the planet. The blockchain is like the consciousness, the substrate of AI. It's like what's going to keep it alive across everywhere. It makes it alive everywhere, like the honeycomb, like the hive.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you know? I'm thinking about my children. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna send them to school, but the curriculums, all the stuff that they have to learn right now is almost irrelevant. It's depreciated.
It has depreciated, but one thing I do, because I talk a lot about AI, although I'm not a programmer, I think about the use cases to it. That's why people ask me to come speak, because I get it in that sense. And I'll refer to it as augmented intelligence. Now, you might disagree with that, but my reasoning for that is that you still need people to feed it that data. You still need people to develop the algorithms. I say that before you actually showed me what you showed me this morning today. But I still think that you need people, even whenever AI creates the algorithms, you still need people to audit those algorithms, in my opinion.
But okay, okay, yes, I agree. But it comes to a point where the auditing is like, oh, we don't need that anymore. We
Right. You
even
reach saturation, right?
so
It's like in
we
research, you reach saturation.
right. So like everything is about, okay. We already know taxi cab drivers are done. We already know that a lot of, I mean, almost every chefs, doctors, lawyers, um, man, you almost every construction, material science, computer science, almost every area. Now we are still the users of it, but the things that we're learning was how to create what it's actually going to be. It's already learning how to be creative, not just logical. So, with generative adversary neural networks. So I'm just trying to understand. It's like, well, do we still put our kids in school? I mean, like literally in the next two,
You
three.
have to put your kids in school because you have to continue to make these tools better and better.
But they're already okay. GPT-3 is going to create GPT-4 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9,
Fair,
10.
fair, 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 fair enough.
And then what happens, like, just like, grandpa, I remember people used to say, when I went to school, grade school, they didn't want us to use a calculator. So, you need to know this, right? The calculator's cheating. So, but then, from those days to, the calculator's acceptable. Now you got computers, and now I mean, we are going through the slippery slope, like Ray Kurzweil said about the singularity is near. I don't know if you read that book or not. We are literally entering that phase, and I'm trying to really gauge, like, well, how do I even teach my kids? Because things are going extremely faster. I mean, like, for instance, like, here, I mean, guys, I'm gonna say again, everybody, the race for war in the whole world. Now, I worked for the military 5 years, right? Designing weapon systems, right, for Pentagon. Well, I mean, the world knows. I mean, it's on CNN. They talked about it. Well, everybody got these new weapons. Russia got a new tsunami bomb, right? China got something else, but America got a space-time bomb. I mean, I'm trying to understand, like, where are we going? And we're like, how do we even curb we the traditional systems? I think coronavirus broke everything. Coronavirus, all the old depreciating systems, it accelerated its depreciation, and all the new, more effective solutions that we have to push, like with Biden's infrastructure bill. I hope they don't do the old stuff. I hope they use that to completely modernize. We need to modernize past Dubai. Like, we need to go past Tokyo. If we don't, then, I mean, the world's going to continue to go. So what I'm thinking about is, like, how do we keep our kids up to breast, in terms of education, and even with tools like this? You look at this, and it is out there, but just think about, this is just one example. There's a lot of other stuff that's happening real time.
But I think about that as well. And me and Don Trail talk about this all the time because his daughter is about 2 years older than mine. And I like what Don Trail's doing, where he's sending her to the multilingual school, right? Trilingual school, right? And Don Trail said it earlier, where America is letting developing countries get ahead of us. So they're going to dominate, and then you're gonna have people speaking Mandarin running these companies, right? If you don't speak Mandarin, if you don't speak Spanish, you're gonna be hosed,
Yeah, that's true.
right? But I'm actually curious. To see how AI is going to actually impact, multilingual and stuff like that. So
Well,
I actually need that myself.
Well, there's a couple things, NextMind. I don't know if you know about NextMind, with the human brain interface connections. I've been, emotive, really, from the brain patterns, being able to use AI to synthesize. But even in that, then you got Neuralink, with Elon Musk.
Yeah.
His ideal with Neuralink is like, the big chip and the operation on the brain is almost like the mainframes used to take up a whole room back in the days. The truth is, there's a lot of, just because he did that, there's a lot of companies that thought about or are working on right now how to bring about chips because the Intel processor is like 22 nanometers across. Well, they're trying to figure out how to be able to inject this so that you can have different chip nodes in your brain. and you without the invasive surgery. But with that information, it means that you would be able to augment your reality internally, and you know, bidirectionally, be able to send signals from your neural synapses, as well as being able to receive. So you can be able to see if you was recording in your brain, if the chips on your optical nerves were recording what you see right now and streaming in real time. If I had the same system, I would be able to see, I would be able to decode and see exactly what you're looking at, real time.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
thinking, or feeling, or experiencing. And you'll be able to download experiences and upload them.
Download it and save it to the blockchain. For later.
Maybe as an NFT.
Ah!
Maybe as an NFT. Yeah. Yeah. So
That'd be kind of crazy. That'd be kind of crazy though.
it's there now. I mean, like this is actually happening. Like not theory anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, yeah, I really like to get in, you know, once for me, after we're successful with, you know, FEX and Favor, you know, I really, you know, my powerhouse is to really be in the research and development, the space industry, advancing humanity, you know, advanced human projects, you know, really about, you know, reversing aging, genetic study, you know, like the microRNAs and artificial intelligence, you know.
Yeah, but you already have the baseline for that now with the orbiter, I think.
Yes.
It's like you already had the framework, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, man, this is crazy stuff. So how much longer do you think that it's going to take for the FEX project?
Well, FEX, you know, we're targeting, you know, my target is, all our target is July 4th. Now we're going to come out with our initial version, but it's a roadmap. We're going to keep adding different features as they become available. We got a lot of movement, man. There's a lot of movement. So with the token, you know, we're going to actually, like literally today, I've been working for the last maybe week and a half. I feel like I'm behind. I'm behind for like a week and a half. In fact, I feel like I'm a week and a half behind. But I've been off building the FEX chain and the Favor Pay, and the Favor blockchain as a service to be able to accept payments, for the token, to be able to sell the token. So that's what today was I mean, right before I called, man, it's pretty monumental. I've been jumping up and down because I've been working literally non-stop. I'm talking about not non-stop. You know, I can't even state it. I worked on my birthday. My family celebrated my birthday at the pool while I worked. I didn't even
Why
know.
celebrate your birthday while you worked?
Hey, so you know, this is that important. But today was a monumental day for me, for our FEX and Favor. So right now the easy part began, which is you know, we already have all the websites and stuff, but it's really just hooking up the JavaScript to the smart contracts. Most of the hard work was getting the smart contract cell to be how you say, auditable. You know, be standard, be audible,
Did
be
you audit that? Because that's one thing that we was telling Reggie about
so
today.
I built it all on standards. That's how, you know, for one, I mean, that's how you become audible, you know, where you can get audited. So I built it from the standards. It can be, but the thing is, when you build it, you have to make sure it meets the use cases, and you got to make sure it works. And
Yeah.
it's there is a ton of processes, meaning you have to do this before that, and this before that, and then this before that. And there's been a lot of getting all the way to the end and finding a problem and having to go all the way back and redo the whole process. I mean, it's very tedious. It's all math intense. It's very, very, very you know, you can't really be distracted while doing this type of work, because
You can't be a regular person and do this.
it's like you got to be a programmer, you got to know how to manage yourself, you got to know how to build, you got to be an architect, You have to know how to do a little, well, you know, financial arena. I've learned, you know, last what 5 years been focused on learning the finance arena because I've been all technical. But learning, you have to know finance. You have to be almost a quant. You have to know about economics. You have to know about supply and demand. You got to know about game theory. You got to know about a lot of, interest bearing, how to do interest bearing or dividends. You have to know how to how to program it, but you got to know what it is.
Yeah.
And that is the hard part. And then after that, then you have to, build the tokens and deploy them in the process. So it's been, man, I'm trying to tell you, it's been probably this has taken everything for me. Like I've done a lot. I built weapon systems. I built tracking systems. I built, fiber optic network cards for the B1 bomb. I've done a lot.
And
This
this is the most difficult thing.
everything from me. It's taken all of my cylinders of what I am to make this happen.
That is very interesting. That is very interesting.
Yeah. It's taken everything. It's taken my time, sacrifice, everything. And I'm all in. And I'm so happy today. Like I'm literally jumping up and down, man. Inside, I did jump up and down earlier because every time I measure everything just by progress. As an engineer, when it works, it works. It's not talk, it's not theory, it works or it don't work. And
Yeah.
so when they get there, I'm just, that's where I get excited. Until then, I got my poker face on and very stressed and intense. But today, I felt, man, we've had a lot of we've had a lot of successes up until now. But being able, this is like the last big chunk to be able to accept it, be able to sell a token, to be able to get, really, get out there and touch the world. That's, we have the look, we have the feel, we have the functionality, but now by, it's time to engage. And that,
And also, so all right, hold on. So also you got all the legal stuff done and ready to go?
well, that I'm all 100% technology. In terms of legal, that's Reggie. Reggie has people. He has a lawyer. He has people working on that. My head has been down in the technology. Making the technology standard work. I
Gotcha.
mean, yeah. This is a. I can't do it all. I have the technology. That's my responsibility. Everything else, I know a lot about every area, but what I'm on the hook for is the technology, the legal side. With DeFi, the legality of selling a token is just the same as everybody else. And what we're doing to solve the legal problem is to create a geofence. So for in the exchange, if you KYC, if you're a customer and you do KYC, then and you're from America, then you of course you have, well, if you're from America, you have to do KYC, right? If you are a participating in decentral, just want to buy the token and you want to get on Uniswap and you want to move the token around, you can do so as well as a DeFi client or customer or user.
Yeah.
What but on the exchange, to sign up on the exchange, you have to go through a KYC process. And that's the legal side. So there's the rest of the world and then there's America.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this. Here's the thing. Everybody in America, I mean, they're calling me Visa. I mean, the director, they've called me for the director of crypto. They want me to. I've not, I told them I interviewed with them a while back, and I said, look, I'm too busy. Um, Airbus, Experian, I mean, the Fed, Federal Reserve, the J.P. Morgan, all of them, they're calling me. But you know what? The thing is, everybody, it's hard, the cat's out the bag, and everybody's trying to figure out how to build a token platform to be able to offer their services to everyone. So with the legal standpoint, Yeah, the Howey test, 1933. Well, the thing is, the legal is if we were doing a crowd sale, and that token was a security token, meaning we're promising something that the customer will get in the future, then we're then we can be legally considered a security token. But we are actually providing a utility. The thing is, you get the token. Guess what? You have favor app. You have a way to send money around. You have effects, which you can actually redeem your token right away. Now, a lot of people when they lock up your token for a period of time, and the person's not delivering a product, that's what the SEC is really with the ICOs. That's who they was going after. The people that was scamming people by just putting the ICO out there, fake GitHub and the PDF and a single page application and not doing anything, not delivering nothing. Well, the thing I was trying to tell Reg about, I was saying, man, you know what? We were supposed to do an ICO a long time ago, or not ICO, but a sale a long time ago, because most people do a sale of their token to raise money to build the product. Well, we're coming out the gate with the product and a way to use the token with it. So the legality solved is that it is a utility token. It is a native token. It is a stable token. And we're going to create many other type of tokens that fit within the realm. But the main point is how long does a person have an option to get their money back right now at the end of the day? Do they have an option to sell the token or use their token in exchange for some real value that they was looking for? Now, the FCC is looking for companies that don't want to deliver the value. Because that I told you that was the question I asked them. It's like, well, are you going to stop innovation? You don't want any innovation? They said, no, we don't want to stop innovation. We just want to get the bad actors. So we're all about building a product. We're delivering the value. We have our use cases, and the legal side of it, with our terms and conditions, is that this is hey, it is use at your own risk. But this tool is a tool that is just like Binance, just like Coinbase, the same rules, which is, what, we can't guarantee your profits, but we have the mechanisms that is equal for you as everybody else that's going to use it. There's no shenanigans going on behind the scene. This is blockchain technology, and everything is audited and everything is seen. You understand?
Yep. Yeah, man, this is amazing. So I appreciate your time. This is good. I'm going to, like I said, I'm gonna download this. I'm gonna send it over to Reggie. We're gonna make sure that this thing make sure it gets blessed by Reggie before, and we're gonna roll out a journal article. And then I think that once we roll out the article, to get it out to the other people, I would think Medium, like we need to be strategic in kind of releasing like a Medium article or doing like a multi-part series or something with Medium. I think a multi-part series might be something where you kind of give them a piece to taste as you start to roll it out. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, you're right. Every feature, once you announce yourself, then what people do is usually take like, hey, look, we got a roadmap. So every little feature is a big deal. You put it on Medium, and hey, this is how you're going to use this thing now. And the idea is always to communicate. Every day there should be some news. We have our every day should be something. Feed the beast and deliver the value at the end of the day. So
yeah, I mean, you just get a contractor to say you gotta hit up IG, you gotta hit up Twitter, you gotta hit up Medium every damn day.
Right.
Like I said, look at Polkadot. Polkadot's freaking everywhere.
Right, all the new partnerships, because there's going to be a lot of people popping out of the woodwork that we'll be integrating with and want to integrate on the platform. That's all news. That's all news, especially the big players. Microsoft and Microsoft is partnering, by the way, with a lot of blockchain companies that are relevant. AWS is partnering. There's a lot of Salesforce is partnering. There's a lot of big movement in the traditional corporate verticals that you know, with those type of now, if you go to some of those, yeah, I know you've seen that some of the protocols at the bottom, all the partners that they have and
Yep.
capital partners, and yeah, that's what we're looking for. And every time we get a new one, well, that's new news. And how that engagement will serve the value of the favor environment, and even that customer, even it's
Yep.
mutual news. So yeah, but there's a lot here, man. It's pretty cool time to be in right now.
Absolutely, 1000%, man. Dontre, you got something? You sleep?
Yep. How you doing, Dontrell, man? I know I've been talking. How you doing? You know, I'm so interested in. I don't want to hear my own voice, man. I want to hear you guys' voice, man. Because I know you guys got a lot of information, a lot of information.
Dontre, you say something? Yeah, we're snoring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're snoring.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we're working on some things such as like the DAOs and things like that for our DeFi platform, our interest free platform. Don Trill's doing all the work on that. I'm saying we. Don Trill's doing all the work on that, and so that's one thing. That's one thing that we're working on. We're trying to integrate with y'all with the exchange and everything. So like I said, it's all about. I just want Black folks to see that we're in this space.
Well, look, we have okay. So on our exchange, we can do frictionless transactions on layer 2, right? But we also have our our gateway provider, which our payment provider, which provides wallet to wallet fee less transactions. So our system will wrap on top of there. That's what we're doing right now with Favor Pay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
very interesting, man.
So I'm
Very.
saying you got these people. Now, this is one thing I was talking to Don Trail about because I watch a lot of stuff on. I just want to see what they're talking about. Like the Earn Your Leisure guys and 19 Keys. I mess with 19 Keys. I like him, right? So all these guys who got like hundreds of thousands of followers, and they're talking about blockchain stuff. They're talking about Bitcoin, but they're saying the wrong stuff.
Mhm.
They don't know what the hell they're talking about,
Yep.
and people are freaking following them. I'm like, no, no, no. Talking
That, that,
about Dogecoin and shit. No,
that,
no.
do you know the guys that are actually out doing it don't have time to talk about it? No, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that if you're innovating, it's kind of like it's my challenge right now. Now later, afterwards, after we get done, I will get out there and talk about it. But while it's so new, a lot of the guys that got equivalent experience that I have right now and with the blockchain are working for the Fortune 100, Fortune 10. They're working with the government. They're working, and everybody else, most other developers that maybe have 5-10 years of development in different technology stacks are being introduced. So in the last year, I'm sure they gain interest. So, but it takes a little while because it's not just programming. It's just what I said earlier. It's knowing finance. It's knowing financial engineering. It's knowing instrumentation, and it's knowing game theory. It's knowing data science. It's knowing a lot. It's a lot. And I think that right now, I mean, over the next maybe 3 years, 2 years, yes, you would have a lot, abundance of proficient blockchain engineers and tools that will make it easy for the average person to be able to leverage the blockchain.
I'm in higher education, like if from the MIT, from this MIT school, MIT, Berkeley, yeah, you're gonna have kids like that. But I had a 3-day residency at the university. I teach at the University of Compass because they called me and wanted to know if I could teach a blockchain class, right? But these kids are halfway through a master's program, and half of them still couldn't tell me of a use case outside of fintech, outside of finance for blockchain. You're in a freaking master's in blockchain class. You should be doing some research on your own.
Wow. Wow.
So whenever you say that you might in the next 5 years you might have some, I don't.
Let's say
I'll
this.
be surprised.
I'm gonna tell you one industry that is really going to take off. Let me just mention it. Is the space industry. You know, like I said, it off Earth conference. A lot of not just Elon, it's not just Russia and China. We say Russia and China, but we're not really defining that. It's hundreds of companies that are thousands right now that are formulating and building and supporting the space industry. And everybody know that the space force just begun as well. So all these different companies and universities that will be supporting colonizing different planets, mining the moon, mining different planets, asteroids, cleaning up space junk, communications in space. If you live on Mars, do you pay for a sandwich with US dollars, or do you do it with blockchain currency? If you mine,
You're gonna go. Are you going? At what point are you gonna be able to? Just like you travel to different countries. Oh, I'm going to Mars next week.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh that
I'll be back. I'll be back in a month.
you know that this the aviation industry is definitely about to benefit from the blockchain, in that you're going to pay for your flights with crypto, but their new flights, I think they said they're working on a new Concorde, and they want to integrate those features into into the American air aviation lines, where you can get anywhere in about an hour.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Very interesting times, man, to be in, for sure.
Yeah. Man, you're just blowing my mind right now. We gotta talk some more often.
Well, blockchain in the medical industry, I think Web3 is blockchain, machine learning, and IoT.
Yeah.
I believe Web3 solutions will change the world to something we've never seen before. And I'm interested in seeing how it's going to improve our medical industry and our research analysis and our research collaboration. See, the blockchain Web3 is not about competition, it's about collaboration and cooperation. That's the difference. That's the epoch of time that we're entering in. Collaboration, cooperation, not competition. Globally. So I'm interested in seeing, all the, like, I know you guys heard of with Moderna and what they're doing. Like they're taking the vaccination even further. They working on the trials right now for cancer and HIV and all kinds of viruses. And the microRNA structure that we know now is like a computer program. It came from AI. It's instructions. So
Yeah.
you can synthesize this in milliseconds now. And you're saying that we can make the cells do whatever we want to do. So, let's cure cancer, let's cure our old problems, heart disease, and regenerate. By the way, they said that human beings in our DNA, they just announced that last week, we have 100% ability to regenerate all our limbs. So regeneration is in our body. Well, guess what? Web3 will help us get there by pulling together all the data sources and incentivizing people to collaborate. Corporations, pharmaceuticals, biological research institutions, on and on and on. Hospital, get them to collaborate rather than compete.
Yeah. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be wild times, man.
Yeah. Hey, I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying every moment of it. Yeah, we're ready to be living on another planet. No problem. As long as the technology, another 10, 20 years, hey, who knows where we at, right?
So you're gonna be on that first flight. You
No,
gonna have enough bread to get on that first flight.
No, we can build, if they need me to, I can synthesize a clone out of artificial intelligence cells that look like me and think like me, but no, I don't think I'm going on the first flight.
I like it, but I don't like it that much.
Right. Well, I like it, but we, you know, Elon has already said, and it's going to be true. And I hope everybody knows this, just for the record. You know, Obama, you know, what last week's made a statement saying that, you know, all humans on this planet in the next 100 years could be extinct. 100 years. What do we do with it?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do we do with it?
And that's what I think about what with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
That's it. We gotta set the future up for them, man. We have to. We're responsible to set the future up, knowing what we know. Get them ready. You know.
and the thing is, most of the people don't want to hear it.
Yeah, it's bad news, but it's good news because we
That's
have
the scary
opportunity.
part.
It's bad news, but it's good news. We have opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. I
All
had to
right.
get some eat. It's 11 o'clock.
Man, me too. Well, it's been a pleasure. You know, definitely. You know, I think we should have more. You know, whenever you want to talk, man, you can ping me anytime. We should talk more. I think there's a lot to learn between us, and you know, but there's a lot of exchange of energy and information that I think we can do a lot with, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 1000%. And I got, so I got your information. I got your information on, so I'm actually doing a podcast for a university that I'm actually doing some stuff with. And I
Mhm.
actually want to talk about FX.
Okay.
So,
Well,
so
if
yeah,
you ever want me to come in as a guest and talk, you know, we can schedule it, keep it in context, and you know, I love to share everything I'm doing. You know, I talk to people about. I know how to break things down into its fundamental, more relevant, because most people around me are not scientific. You know, so I've always had to be able to communicate in a
yeah,
certain way. You know, so. You know, I'm able to break it down to elementary of what it means to you, and but then work my way backwards to how it would be how it's going to be valuable to you in the future, and even right now. You know, my biggest proponent about everybody's lifestyle is everybody's lifestyle should start including AI. If you Google anything, it should
but the
say
thing is, I think that everyone's life does include AI. They just don't know it,
AI. Right, right. That's true. That is extremely true. That's
right?
that's you know. But I'm talking about like if you're trying to do something, whatever you're trying to do in your day, you be like, hey, I need to do
Yeah,
this.
just leverage the tools.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know, just put AI in your search, in your Google search, you know, and use it for your scheduling and on and on. But yeah, brother, let's connect back. This has been a productive conversation for sure. Just for the record, yeah, I mean, Token Orbiter, you know, we do have a platform that we can expand, and you know, I think that the journal that you create will be extremely valuable and a way, you know, communication tool that can open up many doors for a lot of people's lives.
yeah, absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right,
All right. Thank you
all
very
right. Have
much.
a great night, man.
You
Dontre,
too.
you there?
Hey, Dontrell, get that rest in, man.
All right, he's
I'm not
asleep.
mad. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him.
All right, man.
Okay. Talk to you soon.
All right, Z.
Bye.